First, cut out the sleeves from the shirt. Next, draw a line below the first button, then cut it out. Now fold the shirt in half. Then take a shirt and fold it in half as well. Place it on top of the shirt starting from just below the neckline and make sure to match the center fronts. Fold in the sleeves to curve the armhole. If your hip area is wider than the t-shirt, you want to make it wider on the shirt as well. I took my own hip measurements and divided by 4. I then marked what I got from the center front to that point. Next, cut from the bottom of the shirt, passing through the point you just made, up to what would now be the waist point. From there, you can now follow the t-shirt outline while adding seam allowance. I added an inch, since I didn't want it to turn out too small. Now you can remove the shirt and also remove the extra buttons at the bottom if you have them. Now turn the pieces inside out, right sides facing each other, and stitch the sides. I used half an inch of seam allowance to stitch. Now fold back the front and cut the back piece in a straight line. Put that aside for now. Take one of the sleeves of the shirt and cut out the cuff. Then cut the middle of the sleeve. I measured about 2.5 inches from the middle and cut out. I then cut the middle again because I wanted the straps thin. Now we have 4 straps, 2 for the back and 2 for the front. Now you want to fold each one like you would a bias binding. Fold in one side, then the other side, and then fold once more in the middle, bringing all the sides together, and then stitch with a straight line. Now I'm going to stitch all of them. Next, mark the point you want to place the straps, maybe 3 or 4 inches from the armhole. Match up the marks for the front and the back. Then pin and stitch. After trying it on, I needed to add a press stud to the button stand. Fold in this section at the armhole and add darts at the back to remove the bulkiness. I just pinned them on myself off camera and now I'm going to stitch them. I first measure one dart, the width and length, also how far from the side seam it is, and I mark all that on the garment. I then replicate that on the other dart, so it's personal to you. Your darts could be bigger or smaller. Then I fold the dart, pin it, mark the lines and stitch. Now I'm cutting this armhole part for both sides. Then I fold back the edges and stitch. As you can see, I added 2 press studs to the button stand between the buttons, so it lies flat. The darts lay perfectly at the back. Click the video on the screen to watch the previous transformation or on the playlist to see more clothing transformations, and I'll see you when I do.